the second fight of the night, Fight Camp Week 1. This is going to be coming at you around 8 p.m. as the sun starts to set in the hills of Essex and over the city of London, and the HQ becomes lit up, and we really start to see the beauty of Fight Camp unfold. But the beauty will turn to nightmares for one of these two, and a great fight. And this is exactly what I was talking about Fight Camp, fighters stepping up before their time. Dalton Smith, coming out of the GB amateur setup, has looked sensational so far. He's been given some easy fights, some easy nights, not by his own asking, but it's just worked out that way. A lot of these guys come out of the GB system, they get off to a nice little easy start. All of a sudden, that changes on Saturday night against 9-1 Nathan Bennett. An opportunity for Nathan Bennett to completely turn his life around, and what an opportunity for both guys to be part of Week 1. This fight, I'd love to take all the credit of it, but it was made, as we know, many of these fights made in the modern age via Twitter, where Nathan called out Dalton Smith. Dalton Smith said, yes, please. And I thought, this is perfect for what we want to try and do for Fight Camp. Dalton, I'll start with you, a.k.a. Gordon Ramsay, the resident chef here at the Holiday Inn, with your little pan and pod, stinking the place out with your salmon. Yep. How's it been? Looking in great shape. I think you're excited because for the first time in your career, you know you've got a real test.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's my first test, and it's one I'm very comfortable of. And you know, coming here to Fight Camp, you know, we've got to thank you as well for putting the setup on the big occasion of what it is. But you know, it's time to get to business now, and we're here for one reason, and that's to fight. And you know, it's my first step up, and one I'm very confident for.
We know you're a consummate professional. You're always in shape. You train hard for every fight. But what's different about the mindset going into this fight, knowing that you've got a real British contender as well that you know about, you've seen before, you know how fit he is, you know what an opportunity this is for him? Can it be disappointing when you step up in other fights in the past and you know you feel like you're up against an opponent that's overmatched? This must be fun for you, knowing that you've got a real fight on your hands on Saturday.
Yeah, and I think the main thing as well, this is the first time I've done a full 10-week professional camp, because last year it was stop-start. I was very active last year, so this is the first time I've had a full professional camp. So and to have a durable opponent in who I've got on Saturday night, it's Nathan. I've got mine blank then. Sorry, but yeah, and it drives you when you train. It makes you train harder because you know you've got to be 100%. And I know Nathan's going to be coming, so you know I've had to prepare 100%.
Nathan, you got this opportunity via social media, if you like, but how the game's changed. You know, you're used to fighting on smaller shows, ticket seller up there in Liverpool. All of a sudden, in the old world of boxing, you wouldn't have been probably put into this fight by your manager. You might have wanted it, but the management says, no, he's okay on our shows, thank you very much. But what a chance, what an opportunity. Live on Sky Sports, the second fight of Fight Camp. This is it for you. It doesn't get any bigger.
Yeah, definitely. It's an opportunity that I was looking for, to be honest with you. When this lockdown come about, I thought I was meant to be fighting for the Central area on the 6th of June. I think I boxed the week after Dalton. He boxed on the 7th, I boxed on the 14th, and then the lockdown come about a week, 2 weeks then, and I thought, what am I going to do here now? So I knew that fight wasn't happening, so I just thought, and I was getting onto you on Twitter about the Gardner fight, and you just blanked me, so and then Steve Woods got back to me and said, look, Eddie's not going to put two of your lads, two of Steve Woods' lads on the fight, you know, he's looking for fights of his own. And then I didn't hear nothing for a while, and then I was in the car, like I said, I've mentioned in my previous interviews. He phoned me and said, what do you think of Dalton Smith? And I just said, I'd never really heard of Dalton Smith or seen any much of him, but I said, if you can make the fight, make the fight. I mean, because I believe in myself against anybody at 140 pounds. I'll give anyone a fight at 140 pounds. Trust me on that one. And Saturday night, I'm going to prove that.
Well, we've seen the pictures across social media. You're in incredible shape. And on the preview show with Tony Bellew the other day, said anyone trained by Steve Harkin's going to be in great shape. Do you feel like the engine is ready to just go at it 200 miles an hour from the first bell on Saturday night for 8 rounds?
Yeah, of course. Look, I can do the 8 rounds on my head, easy. You know, people are going to think I'm just going to come in and steamroll. And we find out Saturday night what the fight's going to start like. And after the first round, we know where the fight's going.
Do you feel like you need to take Dalton Smith to those places that he hasn't been before in his professional career? We know he's got bundles of talent, bundles of skill, but the question mark is, can he be in there when things get really tough in the pro game? Is that what you've got to do on Saturday night to make it uncomfortable for Dalton Smith?
Of course, yeah. It's a fight, isn't it? I've got to make it uncomfortable for him as much as I can. And Saturday night, that's what I'm aiming to do.
Dalton, you ready on Saturday night to go to those places? You haven't had to do it so far as a professional. Your skill set is unquestionable, but what we always find out about young fighters is how much they want it, how deep they can dig, and how big their heart is. We should see a bit of that from you on Saturday night, and you might have to show it. Are you ready to show that against Nathan Bennett? And do you think you'll have to show that against Nathan Bennett, or do you expect yourself to just be too good?
I'm not saying, you know, it's going to be a wipeout, but I believe these levels, and, you know, Nathan said before, we both haven't been in those situations as a professional, and I know I'm going back to the amateurs, but I've been in some very tough WSBs in the amateurs, boxing, you know, the Olympic silver medalist in Toledo Lopez did 5 rounds, you know, some of the tough Kazakhs, so I've had those tough fights, and I know it's a totally different game, but it's the same setup, and I just feel on Saturday night I'm just going to show my levels.
Well, the stage is set, guys. I can't tell you, when you turn up on Saturday, you've never seen anything like this. Massive opportunity for both of you, Dalton, to progress to the levels that we expect you to, and to Nathan, to just completely change your career. There's a big contract for you if you get the win, and Dalton's looking to get the win and move on to British titles as well. So we're going to have a head-to-head here in front of us before we pass to Chris and Darren. Guys, if you can take your steps at the mark, please.
Both face each other first. Facing this way, please. Down this way. Brilliant. Thanks, guys. Thank you.